So today we're going on a hike. Before we go on our hike, we want to make sure that we're doing certain things. First, leave no trace. Leave no trace on the hike. Stay on the path. Don't bother the wildlife. Make sure you left it better than you found it. Don't take things like rocks and sticks. If the rock looks cool to you, the next person will want to see it too. Make sure that you're ready for your hike. Bring water, sun protection, a snack, flashlight, whistle, your handbook, your first aid kit, and don't forget your buddy. Let's get started. Make sure you have adult supervision. You can choose just about anywhere for your hike, like a local park or even your neighborhood. Make sure you wear proper shoes. We're going to look for evidence of animals. Evidence of animals is anything that helps prove that something exists. Evidence can be anything like nests, burrows, tracks, or the animal itself. Remember that you want to drink plenty of water. Let's visit a nature center. We're going to go to Cub Master Kyle and Miss Jade at the Crocodile Encounter in Angleton, Texas, where we can learn about tortoises.
All right, hi everybody, this is Mr. Kyle again, and we're going to take a break from the crocodiles and the alligators for a second, and we're going to learn about tortoises. Jade, tell me about what kind of tortoise is this?
This guy right here, we actually have 4 of these. These are Aldabra tortoises. Aldabra tortoises are on an island off of Madagascar called the Seychelles Island. There's not too many of these guys, so a lot of people hear about the Galapagos tortoises, but a lot of people don't know what an Aldabra tortoise is. Actually, believe it or not, Galapagos and Aldabras get about the same size. They are the largest tortoises in the world. They can get up to 500 pounds. So this guy here is only 8 years old. He again can get up to 500 pounds. When he's 500 pounds, he can actually live up to 175 years old. These are very, very long living tortoises. Galapagos, Aldabras, both again can live 175 years up to all the way up to 200 years, which is insane. Goodness. Now right now I am throwing them out carrots. They eat all kinds of veggies. They love carrots, green beans, they eat corn. We have a little tortoise chow for them as well.
So in tortoises, just for some of the younger scouts, I've always known tortoises to live on the land and turtles to live on the water. What is the difference between, other than that, a tortoise and a tortoise and a turtle?
Yeah, that's mainly the main difference. So again, tortoises are big land dwellers. They usually have bigger, heavier shells, so they're not designed to swim around in the water. This tortoise is never going to duck down underwater and try to catch a fish or anything like that. His shell's too heavy. It's not designed to do that, so again, they do live on land. Now the aquatic turtles are going to be more flat. They're way better at swimming, getting through the water streams. So you're going to see a big difference in their shells. So again, once they live on land, their shells are usually more domed. Okay. Dome actually holds more pressure, more weight, very strong shells. Oh, also, you can see he's standing up when I touch his shell. A lot of people don't know that these guys can feel through their shell. Every tap on this guy's shell, he feels all of that, and he's just standing up higher and higher and higher. What it feels like when I'm touching this tortoise's shell, rub your knee. When you rub your knee, that's actually about the same sensation that this guy gets on his shell. We have about the same number of nerve endings in our kneecaps that these guys have in their shell. So this top part of his shell is a carapace, the bottom is a plastron, but this is his spine and ribs connected together. So one of the main questions I get over any turtle and tortoise is, can they leave their shell? And no, they cannot. So their shell is their spine and ribs. We don't leave our spine and ribs. He's not going to leave his spine or ribs either. You want to try to feed him a carrot?
Sure, just throw it in front of him.
Or you can try to hand feed him.
Okay. Here we go. There we go. You want it? You want it?
He might have been enjoying the scratches a little too much. He really liked that.
So I've noticed
you can scratch him on the back too.
They've got more like claws, right? Mm-hmm. So and turtles have a webbed foot, right?
Yeah.
So is that another difference between?
Big difference. So the web feet, of course, help any animal swim, move through the water. These guys are going to have actually, again, like toes and claws, and this helps them dig burrows. So some of our guys are still underground. They dig these little caves. We have 2 up, and the other 2 are still in their caves sleeping. So they will dig these little burrows or caves to sleep in or just hang out in, and then they'll come out in the mornings, of course, eat some veggies, some grass, and then they go back in their caves at night.
The Pinta Island tortoise met its fate at the hands of humans who did not leave no trace. So So sadly, like his cousin from the Seychelles Islands, the Pinta Island tortoise went extinct. Prior to human introduction, the tortoise thrived in its native island as part of the Galapagos Island chain. Unfortunately, humans brought rats on their boats, which attacked the tortoises, and humans also ate them for meat. The humans definitely left a trace, and these tortoises are no more. Here's a picture of George, the last Pinta Island tortoise. Let's talk about the benefits of a compost bin. Food waste is not added to landfills. Compost is great for plants, and it reduces the need for chemical fertilizers. It's natural. Let's go and see how to make one. So composting is something that's very good for our environment. We want to keep things like vegetable scraps, food scraps from our tables, leftovers. Those things really don't need to go in our landfill. We can use them, we can turn them into great rich compost or soil right for our gardens. You can dump them right on the plants you have in your own yard, or use them in a new vegetable garden like I do, and have really, really, really rich nutrients for our soil. So what I'm going to do is tell you what you need. So you need a 5-gallon bucket, and if you're making a compost bin, you definitely need to buy the lid. Okay, so if you're using them just to make vegetable gardens, you don't have to buy the lid separately, but you definitely need the lid for your compost bin. So what we're going to start with is drilling holes. So I've already pre-drilled the holes in the bucket. You can do that with a drill, or you can pop several holes in the bottom with a hammer and nail. So I've used a drill, and I've put about 6 large holes in. You'll want a lot more for drainage if you're using a nail. But once you have your holes drilled, and in the top you'll just need a couple small holes drilled in your lid for your compost bin for ventilation. But what you're going to do is simply add table scraps like old bread, and I've got potato peels and old tomato, and we're going to put those things in, and you'll continue to add to this every couple of weeks. And then every once in a while you'll pick your bin up and rotate it around. But you sit this right on the dirt in a shaded area. You don't want it in full sun to cook, but you'll put it in a shaded area, and what will happen is beneficial bugs like ants and worms will actually make their way into your compost bin and help break down the food and leave behind rich nutrients and things that really help this become broken down compost or soil. So what we do, we put the lid on, and then you just set this aside